Welcome, welcome. How we doing? It is still so dark here, so we're doing the best we can with what we got. It's also really rainy and gloomy, so lighting is a bit. Hi, friends. Hi, Stylish. How are you? Good morning. Good morning. Everyone, go get a coffee if you drink coffee. I live in Utah, so a lot of people don't drink coffee here. Hello, Vintage House. How we doing? Thanks for coming, guys. I got like some rogue hair going on. Hi. On your second cup. Oh my gosh, I wish I could do that. I literally can only drink like half a cup. Yes. Oh my gosh, you're up for ballet class. I love that. I lost count. I love that. Man, all right. We got some dedicated coffee drinkers. Hi, Honey Fern. Yes. Namaste. Namaste. We all need a little namaste in our life. I know. You got to get those packages out. You got to do all the things. All the things. Thank you for sharing. Hi, friends. Come on in. I'm sitting outside the Goodwill outlets. Oh my gosh. You guys, I literally can drink like half a cup. And even then, like for 4 or 5 hours, I'm like jittery. And yeah. You've been curating your first show. Oh my gosh. I'm so glad. Let's go. Do you have a show poster up? Let's see. Okay. Not yet. That's okay, Brandy. I love it. Yes, exactly. Repeat customer is a happy customer. You did, Noel. I love it. Yes, I drink so much coffee too, and it does nothing for me. My husband, he can drink coffee like it's no one's business. He can drink like 5 cups a day. We go to our favorite coffee spot. It's 45 minutes away from where we live, and we will drive all the way there. He will get 2 extra larges. I will drink half of mine, and then he'll drink mine and his. I'm just like, that's straight talent. My body's like, what's happening? How's everyone doing? Come on in. Thanks for, man, I got some haters on TikTok today. I posted a video of me going live from the bins and people are up in arms about it. They're like, no recording. I wouldn't risk it. I'm like, I'm not risking anything. I literally got A-OK from management for me to do it. It's the same. It is the same. Making Grace vintage. Yes. Okay. That's good. Reframe. Reframe it. Yeah, you're so welcome. You rule breaker. And one lady is like, and she has more TikToks about her dog than anything. So I'm like, that should tell you anything. She was like, yeah, there's some people coming out of the woodworks. They're like super upset about it. I'm like, I don't have a studio, so what do you expect? Hi, Maggie. How are you? I go live at YouTube on YouTube at the same time. It's more for me to be able to have documentation of my shows. But if you guys multi-stream to YouTube through Whatnot, like you can multicast, YouTube will record the bidding. So that's super cool. If you record it from your phone, like if you go into your past shows and you like swipe down and screen record, you're not going to have bidding. But on YouTube, when you record, you see the bidding. You don't see who is bidding, you just see the number and the time. So that's super cool. Oh my gosh, you don't even know. The trolls come out at my bins. Out at my bins. They come into my show or they report me to management and management's like, we already like talked to her. She's fine. There's some haters. Yeah, you should do it, Karen, because it's such good, even just for yourself to be able to, like, record what it is that you're doing. Oh, okay. So when you go live like when you go to hit the live button, there will be a little option above your go live button that will say multicast to YouTube, Facebook, and there's like one other option. And then you can hit oh, you know what? It's actually a multicast. Let me see if I can go into another show and show you. Let me see. I don't think I can because I'm live. But essentially, um, when you go to I think I know how. Now I remember. Okay. Right here. Click this button. So this is my show for today. If you guys want to come to my binge show, it's at 3:45 Mountain Standard Time. Okay? And yes, I did have pink hair. You press these 3 dots and then multicast. And then when you click that, it's going to give you YouTube, Facebook, or what is that? Twitch. So I just do YouTube. And it would be dope to go live on TikTok, but I don't have another device. Yes, mind the business that pays you. I love that. I've gotten some haters, you guys. I definitely have gotten some haters. They're coming out of the woodwork on TikTok right now. But my husband's like, that's good. They're engaging with your video. And my video already has like almost 2,100 views, and I put it up like 6 hours ago. Oh my gosh, Styled by Sisters, my bins is war as well. Like, people are here. I'm here at 7:40 in the morning. They don't open till 9 because I have to be able to reserve my spot. Some of these people, you guys, show up so early and they leave 20 minutes after the doors open. They will show up 2 hours early to spend 20 minutes. I'm like, what? What is the logic? I don't get it. And some of these people I've been sourcing at this Goodwill outlet for 7 years with the same people, and none of them have gotten better. They're still looking up comps. I'm just like, is this real life? Are we not like, I don't get that. I don't get why you're going to do something but not get better at it. I know exactly. They're looking for what I'm not looking for. I know. I'm just like, all right, like go get it. You guys, I have seen, oh my gosh, they're all Depop people. Everyone that I talk to are Depop people. And I'm just like, yeah, I get it. I mean, my first sale on Depop was like $82 for a vintage pair of lingerie booty shorts. And I was like, heck yeah, I'm gonna put all sorts of stuff on Depop. And then I found Whatnot and I was like, yeah, I'm not gonna list. I don't know anyone who is like, I love listing. I love it. Like, and to scale, like, for you to be able to scale, if someone is your lister, like, what are you gonna have them do after that? There's no, like, upward trajectory for them. They just have to Whimsical Wings. It is a very, very trendy, uh, selling platform. It's where all of the young kids sell, but also older. Like, a lot of people sell on Depop because there's really good margins. Etsy and Depop Etsy and eBay were like my highest earners, and then it was Poshmark and Depop. But I didn't have I was super, super picky about what I put on Depop because it's a very like niche. Oh, really? Oh, you sell dishes? You guys, I'm loving the Maverick coffee. It's like $1. and it's so good, and it comes, like, out of an espresso machine. I'm like, "Way to go, Maverick." Except there is this guy at the Ma you guys want some tea? I go into this Maverick multiple times a day because I love getting my soda water there, like, getting an actual, like, fountain soda water, and I will go in there twice a day, and this guy works there, and he's all googly eyes for me, and I'm just like, "I am married," like, and they have self-checkouts, so, like, I will always time it where he's, like, not behind the counter, because if he is, he'll be like, "I'll help you over here, I'll help you over here," and I'm like, "I'm good, thank you." Check check it out by myself. Just like, "Alright, bro, calm yourself. I'm married." Like, it's so uncomfortable to go in there. I used oh man, I bet Karen would know what I used. Vendu. Here's the thing, when I was reselling, cross listing was brand new. All right. It was brand new. I got fans everywhere. These are the type of fans I don't want. I don't want that as a fan. But I used Vendu, and when I was listing anywhere from 70 to 100 listings every single day. Every day, meaning I had to have a reserve for Saturday and Sunday to be listing. And at the time, all of these cross lister programs were like, "Y'all are doing too much volume for us to even be able to help you." So we would list things. I had 2 VAs in the Philippines, and I still need to hit her up. I'm still trying to figure out jobs for her to do, because that's, like, life-changing money for these people. But I had 2 listers in the Philippines who would list to the cross-listing platform, and then, they would list multiple different platforms. So I would just create a spreadsheet, and then I would create a Google, photo album, and then they would have access to that, and then they would build the listings for me. Um, but we were doing so much volume that, like, it was so glitchy. The cross lister was, like, just not consistent, and I would have straight up okay, Upwork. Upwork is incredible. I loved it. You pay weekly, and you have instant communication with them, and it's a really easy platform, and you can do, like, all over the country, like, or all over the world. You don't even have to just do the Philippines. The Philippines is just it was the cheapest, um, like, it was the cheapest we could pay someone, but still have a good job done. One thing you do have to be mindful of, though, is my cross lister Debbie was in an area where internet was so spotty. So, like, some days she just couldn't list because she was in a place where no. You wouldn't have I mean, you do have to give them access to your account, but it would be linked to your cross-lister, so you give them access to your cross-lister, and then they would upload. But we don't do traditional resell no, I'm just kidding. If you do traditional reselling, I love you. I'm glad you're here. I feel like when I was a traditional reseller, I was watching Nicole State, all of her YouTube. I was watching Rinzy. I was watching, what was their names? The couple that lives in Florida. I friggin' love them. I still love them. Their videos are so good. I don't remember their names, but, Rally Roots. I loved Rally Roots. But Nicole State, like, we would do the math on some of her videos, and we'd be like, there's no way she's listing 160 items in like 6 hours. There's no way. And sure enough, Nicole State got banned from Whatnot. Did you guys know that? I just found that out because it came across my TikTok. I was like, whoa, that's crazy. I know. I know. But there was something amiss about that girl. And there still is. Like I'm so glad it really, really rubbed me the wrong way that Whatnot let that go on for so long, because she would do like floor to ceiling, she would do like mystery pulls, and then she would have a floor to ceiling, meaning there was a bottom tier of what each mystery package could be. And then there would be a top tier, meaning every single box has to fall within that pricing range or value range. And some of these people's reviews were like, I got a scoop of candy. And it would be like a ceiling of 300 and a bottom of 65. And they were getting candy. Pretty crazy. But Nicole State had a lot of beef with a lot of people. So yeah, it was crazy. I know she would scam giveaways. She's just scammy. So scammy. She would do charity shows and then never mail the checks. Yeah. She was selling Whatnot for a while, but I didn't understand it. I never understood how she pulled like 450 people. I'm just like, why? I would go into her shows and it would be like nails on a chalkboard. Like ZK, friggin' love her. Her and I started at the same time, and that girl, she worked her patootie off to win Dollar Tree giveaways. Like, she would go into Ross and buy a bunch of Ross bags and run those. Like, yeah, she was ballsy. She was like, F all y'all. But she was making bank, but she's banned. She can't sell on any platforms. So her reselling, yeah, she's still making money. But yeah, I think she's definitely got, there's a little something up there. Okay. All right, let's get into it. Enough of the tea. There is a buy it coffee for the host. That is so you can watch this playback. If there's something in this where you're like, oh no, I gotta go. She's giving valuable information. I want to be able to watch this show back. Buy a coffee. I'll send you an eye mask, a lip mask, something in the mail. And then also, my husband wrote a playbook. It is $20. It is the number one thing that I read and listen to over and over again, because even as someone who is married to my coach, I still forget why I'm doing things. Like, I still fall into the traditional mindset of like, I could get so much more for this on eBay. And really understanding the principles of your business is in this book. It also goes into, I did? Oh my gosh, I remember your screen name. I love that. So those are in there, okay? Those are in there. And I hope you're doing well. Let's see what you got going on. Ooh, I'm following. Let's go. You got 60 sold. Holy smokes, you have 3 shows. Love it. She does estate sales, you guys. Oh my goodness. Thank you for the raid, Fun Fit. Welcome in, you guys. I was just going over if y'all want to buy a coffee to be able to watch the show back, or you can buy a playbook. They're in the buy it now, all right? Or in my store. Thank you so much for the raid. I love it. Are the chickens like your signature? So like when you go into people's shows, you do a signature. I know Liz Styles does a kimono. I think that's so cute. All right, let's get into live sales, y'all. Live sales. I was looking over my numbers and I've done almost 1,700 hours live, and I've done 33,000 sales. Oh my gosh, you have chicken shows? What does that mean? Like, you sell chickens? Like, for real chickens? Or like ceramic chickens? Let me know. I do want to know. Oh my gosh, shut the front door. That's awesome. Chickens are cool. I've had chickens. Is it cute? I love it. I love it. Okay. Hi, Nat. I see you. You sit and watch the chickens and she talks. It's so nice and relaxing. You got to check it out. I'm going to. I'm going to bookmark it, even though I'll probably be live. Okay, you guys, I'm going to go. What do you guys have questions? Do you guys have questions? Let me know what kind of questions you have. I'm going to go the fun fit. I'm going to go bookmark your show because that sounds awesome. How to make bread? What? You guys need to go follow her. She literally has how to make bread. I want to make bread. Oh, thank you so much for the tip. Thank you so much. Oh my gosh, you did. I'm so glad. People are coming at me on TikTok right now. Just moved my boot show to 11 o'clock so I can finish watching the show. I love it. Thank you so much. So what do you do when you go for an hour and no sales? Okay. The number one thing that you want to do if you are running into this issue is you need to figure out why. And and I have a TikTok on my TikTok account that goes into the mindset of a pro versus the mindset of an amateur live seller. So if you're a pro and you get on your live and you make no sales, you immediately self-reflect. You don't go, what time of day was it? How many people were in my show? Was there a raid train going on? Were there stuff in my teeth? Like, you immediately go to, what could I do? What went well? And what could I do better? My husband and I, those are hands down the number two questions that we always answer is what went well and what can I do better? If you are doing a whole hour and you're not getting sales, it is most likely because you did not have a process. Sometimes it can be inventory. All right. It can be inventory. It can be that you're picking up items that people don't want. That's why traditional reselling is such a game changer for live sellers because they already have a ton of brand knowledge and what sells and what doesn't. But I would say, like, if you're going live and you're not making sales, it's because you didn't do enough show prep and you don't have a process. It's most likely those two things. I like my Fancy Find show, you guys, takes all week. So from literal Monday to Saturday, is show prep for my Fancy Find show. So, and if you guys want to go bookmark that, you can. But like genuinely, if you're not making sales, it's because something is not translating with your audience. Watch your show back. So once you're done, go to your past shows and watch your show back and figure out what is not resonating. And I guarantee you, if you watch your show back with an open mind, you will see something. I promise. You'll be like, oh, the lighting is terrible, the audio sucks, or whatever. And then you go in and you fix one by one. But you really have to like be your own critic. Like, you in live sales, like, you just kind of have to have thick skin. It's like going to the bins, see people get up in arms at the bins about like the stupidest stuff where it's like, just grow some thick skin. All right, this is the bins, it's the wild wild west. Just moved my boot show. Thank you so much. If I don't sell anything for after 30 minutes, I usually end for sure. Should I just keep going? And I've done a 2-hour show and only sold 2 items. Okay. With people who are running into that problem, it's because you don't have a process. It's because you didn't put enough show prep in to be able to do that. Okay. So people are coming into your show but they're not buying. There's something that is not triggering them to buy, and you need to figure out what that is. A lot of times it can be like, do you sound like a robot? Like, is there any sort of storytelling in showing your items? Because if you're not doing storytelling or adding more like humanization to your show, you're just not gonna land. It's not, people don't want to go to a show where you're like, Eileen Fisher, 100% linen, size large. Eileen Fisher, 100% linen, size. People don't, you sound like an eBay listing. You sound like a Poshmark listing. This is human sales. Like, be a human, show up as a human. And whether, sometimes I've seen people who go live by themselves and then later on they'll bring someone else into the mix and it changes the whole dynamic. So making sure you understand that something isn't landing and people are leaving because they're you're just not resonating with them. Okay. You do so much. I don't know when you sleep. I sleep. As soon as I get home, I'm like alleviated from doing anything. My husband and I have a really good routine. He bathes the kids, and then once the kids are bathed, I hang out with them in my room, just like on my bed, and they just play and read books. And then once I get home, I lay my kids down. My kids like me to lay in bed with them until they fall asleep, which takes like 20 minutes. And then I get up and I go to bed. And then I get up and do it all over again. I've been accepted into my first raid train, Texas raid train, 10:25, 5:30 p.m. I love it. That is so exciting. That's a good raid train too. Like, you can do a lot with Texas. How do you generate pictures for your fancy show? What program do you use? I'm gonna come out with an actual like detailed breakdown on how to do that. I will say that it is incredibly difficult. Like, sometimes I'm working on one photo for over an hour. But I am gonna come out with a guide for that, and I'm probably gonna charge like $10. It'll just be like a QR code you'll get in the mail, and then you'll just take a picture of it. But right now, like, it's such a hit or miss process that I don't want to help you guys and then have you guys be like, what the F? Because sometimes those pictures, sometimes I just give up. Like, if you see in my shows, you see the actual item versus the picture, there's like details that are off because I just sometimes can't get it to do what I want it to do. Can you remind me, for the 5 pounds, 9.21 shipping, how much should I say each item weighs so I can try and help the customer bundle as best I can? So that depends on if you are loading your store, you should just be putting the actual weight of the item. It's only when you are doing mystery pulls and you're doing high volume that you need to choose a different weight. Like, when I'm at the bins, I do 8 to 11 ounces. If they purchase 2 items, it bumps them into the 1 pound category, meaning they get free shipping after 2 purchases. And then once they go over 5 pounds, they have to accrue more shipping. But I would say, like, if you're just starting out and you're doing like a 50 item show, you should weigh each item and not do what I do. Like, I'm doing what I do because I'm selling over 100 items almost every show. And so that just really incentivizes people to buy a lot. But if you only have like 40 to 50 items in your show, I would just weigh each one. Give an example. How would you sell the Eileen Fisher size large? Okay. Actress Jenna no, I'm just kidding. This is how I would actually do it. I would be like, oh my goodness, you guys. Well, first off, I freaking love Eileen Fisher. Her stuff is so sustainable. All of her fabric content, they always are silk or wool or linen. This one is 100% linen. It's gorgeous. Show the item, show the tag, show the size, and then show that it's 100% linen. And then I slowly pull the item back so you can see the whole thing. It has these gorgeous abalone buttons. It's a long sleeve. It's a little opaque, so you can wear it by itself or you can wear it open. Also, I absolutely love Eileen Fisher because when you're done with it, you can return it to Eileen Fisher and they will literally recycle it into new clothing. So, really wonderful, sustainable brand. And I absolutely love this. It is a size large measure pit to pit. Pit to pit's 42, and we're going to rent it. So something like that, like you need to, like, if you have brand knowledge, if you have knowledge about what it is that you are selling, teach them to high heaven. All right. Teach them to high heaven. Like my friend Nat, I don't know if she's in here, but this woman knows about quilts, like stuff that I'm just like, I don't know. It's a blanket. It's got like pretty flowers on it. And so just like be incorporate what you know about the item and what you love about the item, not just like this is what I have for sale. Do you want to buy it? Because people don't want that. It's also understand that Whatnot is a social app. People watch Whatnot more than they watch YouTube. They literally will have Whatnot playing all day long. They will have a 9 to 5 job and they will have a headphone in and they're doing their work and they're watching Whatnot. Lauren. So, like, understand. Thank you, Thready to Wear. Yes, you're so welcome. And you guys, there's a coffee in the bin if you want to be able to watch this back. Also, you guys can just come to my show. You can see how I sell things. A lot of times, because I source from the Goodwill outlets, I will start with how I found the item. Like what triggered me to grab the item and what I thought about when I pulled it out of the bin. Like a lot of times that will spark interest. But even if you just like wherever you thrifted the item, there's a story with every item. It doesn't have to be like this was an heirloom from my grandma from the 1940s and in World War II. Like it doesn't have to be that. It can be so simple. We are just creatures of storytelling and we love it and we want to be able to like give some interesting aspects to your show. I'm gonna want the sun get upset because you think you can get more on eBay. You should be a traditional reseller. Traditional reselling is freaking awesome. It taught me so much. I just was on a hamster wheel trying to get my husband free from his corporate job, and we just didn't have enough levers to pull to get our business to do that. Granted, he was making over $100,000 a year, so that, you know, kind of to do that in traditional reselling is a lot. Enthusiasm, 100%. Hi, Linz. Any Goodwill bins tips and tricks? Yes, the only way you find good items is by touching every single item in the bin. It is such a mental game to go to the bins and be like, I'm gonna touch every single item. Yeah, like every day I have to recommit every bin. I have to recommit. Like eventually, if you do it long enough, you can get by cherry picking. Okay, meaning you just walk by bins, look on the surface, and be able to tell, like, oh, that's silk, oh, that's wool, oh, that's like, I'll be like, that's Free People, I know that's Aerie, I know, like, I can look at my eyes and my hands become my biggest asset. But I have my best days at the bins when I am digging through the bin and looking at every item. That's when I find the most gold. So I will literally pull also, don't go to the side of the new rotation. If you are a new bins digger, go to the side that is picked over. Because I promise you, they did not find everything. And it's way less stressful. I used to arrive here with so much anxiety, I was shaking. So, really understanding, like, okay, I don't have to partner with anxiety. I don't have to partner with scarcity. I don't have to partner with like fear. I can literally create an environment and actions that reduce those things. So instead of I purchase my own shopping cart, because I was so frazzled in the morning trying to get here so I could get a shopping cart. But with this, I have my own shopping cart, so I don't need to worry about it. So there are certain things that you can do to like help alleviate your stress, to help you move with like ease. And going to the side that's picked over while everyone else is going crazy and digging through bins and elbowing each other, just go through the side that's already picked over. Wear headphones. Listen to music. If you're someone who can listen to a podcast or a audiobook, do it. I'm not one of those people. I can't listen to something and dig through bins. I love listening to music. So I create a playlist. I've been listening to the same playlist for like 6 years. It's like over, I don't know, like 7 hours long. So I just listen to that and I literally just get in the bin. Yeah, watch my shows. You're good at getting people excited. That's because I'm genuinely excited. That's like I'm not when you guys come to my show, I have a show today at 3:45 Mountain Standard Time live from the bins where I'm risking it all. I'm putting my business on the line. I'm really not. Management knows I'm doing it. But essentially, like, when I'm showing an item, I'm genuinely excited about it. Like, I get excited about thrifting and finding things. It's like one of my greatest joys in life. And it's your guys' joy, or else you wouldn't be on here. And like everyone's sourcing ability is so different and everyone has like such unique style. That's the thing about live sales too, is like you don't have to be brand heavy to be relevant. Like traditional reselling, like if you're not selling a bougie brand or like something that is highly sought after, it's not going to sell. Like I couldn't sell vintage anything on eBay. No one gives a crap about vintage unless it's like vintage Patagonia or like something that has an actual brand. But no one cared about vintage. So that's why I love Whatnot, because Whatnot is a platform where like brand doesn't matter, style does. What does your tribe like? And the way you find your tribe is you show up as your authentic self. And like, here's the thing. I made a TikTok yesterday where like I've done 1,600 plus hours live on Whatnot, and creating TikTok content is so weird for me. I'm like, look, I have not like computed like Whatnot. There's people, there's 49 of you. I know you're listening. I know you're there. But like when I hit record on my phone to do a TikTok, like that part of my brain shuts off and I'm like, like I don't know, it's so weird. It's something that I'm working on, but being able to go live, you guys, is one of the best skill sets that you can develop, especially because everyone is doing live sales. Amazon's doing live sales, eBay's doing live sales, Poshmark's doing live sales, TikTok's doing live sales. Like that should tell you something. If eBay, this billion-dollar reselling platform, is adapting to live sales, you should pay attention, because they're literally changing their SEO model to be a live selling platform. And in my opinion, it's going to be really difficult for them to do that. Whatnot already takes the cake with being able to do lives. Nope, I'm not going to try those. I'm going to do TikTok. I am going to do TikTok lives. I'm going to do get ready with me's. Right now, I don't have a like vanity or somewhere that I can sit and do my makeup. So essentially I would do a get ready. It's like Jeffree Star. If you guys have seen Jeffree Star on Whatnot or on TikTok, he'll go live, do his makeup, and then he'll sell the makeup that he's using. I want to do that. My number one question on TikTok and on Whatnot is, what makeup do you wear? What is your lipstick? And so I honestly studied the beauty industry for like 10 years. I've been obsessed with YouTube creators, some of which like I'm not super into. I don't like the people who like cake it on and they're just like the more is better, and I'm just like, I just want like a natural beautiful, effortless look. And so I only follow one actual makeup artist on YouTube. Her name is Julia Adams. She's from Canada, and she's genuinely the only person that when she says she loves an item, I will go buy it. And it will be exactly what she says. So I really want to get into TikTok lives where I'm selling makeup and beauty products. And I'm also going to do TikTok lives hopefully within the next couple of weeks. So stay tuned for that. If you guys want to follow me on TikTok, it's the same handle. Same handle. Big fan of our Eileen. That's right. Thank you so much, Styled by Sisters. Great example. Thank you. Wow, that was great. Thanks, guys. You're a baddie with storytelling. Thank you. It's literally a skill set. It's something that you can get better and better and better. I love Jeffree Star. I'm not gonna lie. I love him. I think he is so handsome. Like I feel like he stays in his lane, and like he's just like, I'm gonna go live on a ranch with a bunch of alpacas. Like he literally moved out of LA to go live on an alpaca farm in the middle of nowhere, which I respect that. Yeah, if you guys want, thank you so much for the tip. I stream whatnot while I work all day. Yep. So you guys have to remember that. Like my husband was saying this a couple last week. And my husband will be doing Q&As. Right now we're trying to get shipping caught up. We're completely caught up. We just have to ship yesterday's show and the playbooks. But my husband had to go in and edit things, so they're coming. I promise they're coming. We just had to edit some things that were in the playbook, the offers and things that we're not doing, so those have been removed. And so now we will ship those. Can you talk about doing a show with the same start price for each item versus many different start prices? Yes, there's such a thing called decision fatigue. If you think about your day from the moment you wake up to the moment you go to bed, how many decisions you make. What lipstick am I going to wear? What am I wearing for work? What am I eating? What am I eating breakfast? When am I eating lunch? What am I eating for lunch? What are my kids eating? Oh, I got to pick my kids up from school. What time was that again? Like, we are constantly bombarded. And this goes for the buyer and the seller. Okay. So even you as a seller having to individually ask yourself, what is this item worth? That is a traditional mindset. If you are a traditional reseller, I'm not trying to dog you. I'm just saying they have different mindsets and different skill sets. It is like playing hockey in a basketball game. Okay, they're two different things. If you are going through your items and you're doing different start prices, meaning you're like, this one is worth more than this one, you're a traditional reseller. And there's nothing wrong with that. Like, doing multiple different start prices is so incredibly difficult. 1, to track, 2, to scale, and 3, creates so much decision fatigue and creates buyers resistance in your buyers because they don't know what to expect. When they think of Restyle by Ren, do they think she's a $5 start, she runs everything for 10 seconds, and I know what I'm going to get when I get there? It's like a restaurant being like, one day we serve steaks and it's like $15. And then one day we serve like cheap cheeseburgers. So what is your brand? Like, everyone knows, people come to my lives. I am $5 start bin show, $3 start kid show, and a $1 start fancy find. They immediately know what they're going to get. There's no like, oh no, I don't know what she's going to have for sale. Also, starting it at one starting bid creates a bidding culture. When you have one start bid, you are creating a bidding culture. Because if you guys have gone into shows where they charge, like, I was in a show, I'm not going to name names, but I was in a show on Friday last week, And this person was charging the bid at $62 for a certain item. Like, unless you're a luxury seller, you should not be starting your items that you are a traditional reseller. You are taking a traditional reselling mindset and taking it and putting it into live sales. And it's two different games. But you, as the seller as well, for you to be like, I have to load my store and individually price every single item, means you're thinking like a traditional reseller. Because you are literally like, this item is worth more than that other item. So I'm going to price this one at $5 and this one at $10. And it's incredibly hard to track too. But every time your buyer comes in and you keep switching the price, they have to do math in their head. They have to be like, okay, my budget's $40. I spent $12. The shipping was $6. So that means that I have, like, make it so easy for them to just be like, swipe $5, $5, 5, 10, 15, 20, 25, 30, 35, 40. Like, they immediately can do the math and they can decide whether they want to keep buying. And your buyer, I guarantee you, every single one of you have gone to a show and you're like, yeah, it's $5. Why not? Oh, what's one more dollar? That's what you want. You don't want like, shit, is this worth $58? Like, do I want this Eileen Fisher silk one of a kind dress for $58? If you have gone into shows like that, there's zero bidding. Zero bidding. It is not just about people buying, it is about people enjoying a show. It's a show. And when you have a bidding culture, that's where I want to go. I want to go to the shows that the people bid that stuff up. Cause that's fun. That's so fun. Like, I love ZK shows. I'm not super into like bulk selling. It's not my style. Like, to go and thrift items and put them for sale is so fun and so cool because it's unique to you. It's unique to what you like to source. And it's like, you literally design and curate your own like little nest on whatnot. It's so cool. But different starting prices puts you at decision fatigue. It puts your buyer at decision fatigue. There's zero bidding, and it creates this uncertainty. You want people to be like, oh, thrifty ATX girl, she does $5 starts. It's also marketing. If someone can rattle off, making MGV is $5 starts, she goes live at the bin, she does everything 8 to 11 ounces. So you can literally get 6 to 10 items for $9.21 shipping. Like, you want people to just like rattle off what it is that you're doing. And if you're doing multiple different start prices, people don't know what to expect. Some days they'll be like, I can't afford to go to her show. But if you're doing $5 starts, everyone can afford $5. And that's just how my husband and I see it. Or the faces they do when it goes lower. If you are someone that struggles with that, do volume and get the playbook and read the playbook over and over and over again, and that will help you with your mindset. That's essentially what the playbook is it's all about the mindset. We go into why you should do $1, you should do one start price. We go into bidding culture. We go into the 5S cycle, which is sourcing, staging, show, shipping, story. And it's the whole cycle that your business goes through every single show. That's in the playbook. I know. How long do you go through a bin? I go through the bin until I touch every single item. So I'll pull everything to the left side of the bin, make a big old pile, and just go through every single item one by one. It's the only way that you will find good items. You can cherry pick all you want, but if you're a new bins picker, you need to get in the bin. And some of the best stuff is at the bottom. Some of the best stuff is in with the linens. Like, that bear jacket, that fleece bear jacket was in a linen bin. No one was looking in it, and I just happened to find it. I sell athletic and I know the feeling of leggings and what I sell. Touch, touch, touch. Amen. I love digging through stuff. We all do. We're all treasure hunters. I just learned how silk feels because I've touched it so many times. Now I can tell by just touching. So true. I do good at the bins by starting on one end of the bin and working my way through item by item. That's what I do too. I listen to murder crime. Whatever gets, like, if that intrigues you and that gets you like stoked to go through a bin, do it. Treasure hunting. I a different I know I know the stuff, but how to present it, and English is my second language, usually fails me. Moonlit moments. I feel you so deeply on having a language barrier, but that is such a wonderful thing to bring to your life. It's so, like, Americans, I think I can speak for a lot of Americans. We find people from other countries with accents so interesting. Like, Gustavo, like, I want to know everything about him. Like, I want to, like, where are you from? Where did you grow up? Or is your grandma still alive? Like, what kind of food did you eat? Like, it's like such a foreign thing to um Americans. You got to reframe it, because if you want to feel like you are interesting and intriguing, use that to your advantage. Yeah, it's such a cool factor. How do you get permission from management to do live from the bins? You just go ask them. I kind of just went live and then was like, I will, if they say something to me, I'll stop what I'm doing. But management since then has been like, you're good. They said, we respect what you're doing, but you can't record other customers. That's what they said. That's why I put up a blanket wall. Everyone on TikTok is so up in arms about me putting a blanket wall. It's one so that my management specifically said you cannot point your camera at anyone in the bins. So as long as it's pointing towards me, then that's all that matters. But I don't want people to think that I'm recording them and then they go talk to management, even though they've already done that. But the whole thing is so that people will literally stand there and stare at me if I don't put that blanket wall up. It's so distracting. And I get it. There's so much novelty with like what I'm doing. It makes sense. But peace of mind, if you go to my TikTok, you'll see what I'm talking about. But I essentially take 2 shopping carts. Thank you, Maggies. Thank you so much. You're beautiful and I love your hair. There's a girl on TikTok who has your hair color. She has like millions of followers and all she does is her hair in the morning. And I'm just like, and she gets like 100,000 views. I'm like, that's crazy. That's crazy. I know. People like deliberately try and sabotage what it is that I'm doing. But I don't care. Like, people are haters. They're just upset cuz they didn't think of it themselves. Um so I just essentially, Maggie, I just went live and I just like waited for someone to say something to me, but multiple managers have come up to me as I'm live and been like, "Oh, I'm so sorry." And I'm like, "It's good. You're good." Like, I'm good. Beach Girl, thank you so much for sharing. How do you track your bin items? Do you put each item on an Excel sheet or you just divide what you pay by the items you got? Yes. So we do average cost of goods. That's another reason why we do one start price, is because we do average cost of goods. If I were to go and, because I source from the regular Goodwill and Savers for my Fancy Find show, but if I were to track every single item, I literally would not be in business. I would be in front of my computer more than I would be selling. And so the average cost of goods is just how many items you purchase and the total amount you spent on those items, and you divide the two. And then it'll give you an average cost of goods. So when you do that, that lowers your like anxiety. So here's an example. Those Gucci heels, I paid $35 for those. Okay, I paid $35. But I bought other items with it. And when I did the total and I did the math, I bought 22 items and I spent like $140. So divide those and it came out to like, don't quote me on this, it was like $8.75 per item. So when you frame it that way, when you're like, oh, I only spent $8.75 on those Gucci heels, so I'm okay with starting it at $1. I mean, I'm okay with starting it at $1 if I paid $50 and I didn't buy anything else. Like, I know that my buyers are going to bid it up because I do one start price, and I've been doing one start price since the beginning. I've only done $1 to $5 start prices. There was a season where I was doing $10 starts, did not pop off. My audience did not like it. How often does your Goodwill put out new bins? Every hour. The only time that they don't put one out is between 12 and 1 because they're on lunch. So every single hour on the 15-minute mark, they bring out new bins, and then the last bin is at like 5:45. So all day long. I'm not going to try, the only other platform I'm going to try selling on is TikTok. But I'm going to do actual like items that you can buy on TikTok. I'm not going to do an actual, my husband and I do LLC. That's an amazing, yeah, you're so welcome, Linz. People are crazy. They bid in some of those shows. Yeah. What if the item is vintage and sought after? Let your audience decide. Let, like, you being the market, you trying to decide what the market thinks is arrogant. I'm just gonna say it plainly. It's arrogant. You don't know, like, the only way that you know it's a sought after item is because you're doing comps and you're looking at eBay, Etsy, Poshmark, and Depop. That's like or unless you have some sort of like exquisite vintage knowledge that you're like, oh man, this vintage Adidas is like super sought after. Build that in your pitch. When you're showing the item, build that into your show so that they understand the value, and then start it low and watch that thing rise. If you're just starting out and you have like vintage Chanel or like these exquisite pieces, do not wait until you have a comfortable bidding audience who comes to you again and again and again. So like, don't put yourself in a vicarious situation because I'm telling you to do $1 starts and run everything. Like, I do what you feel comfortable, but keep it one starting bid. And then when you build your audience and you know that they bid things up, then bring out that item and start it at $5. But don't bring it out when you're like, yeah, I have 12 people coming to my show and I'm going to auction off a vintage Gucci or like a vintage Salvatore Ferragamo. Like make sure you're doing it with the appropriate audience. I do that, but I also have 2 brick and mortar shops to support. People like the personal shopping experience. Retro Clothing Closet. That's friggin' dope. I've had multiple people hit me up being like, I own a brick and mortar. Would you come to my store and do lives? And I have been like, I'm so sorry, I don't live in New York. Like, I can't. But there is a huge asset to having a brick and mortar because you can move items on whatnot to help you pay your rent, to help you make payroll. Like, from my understanding, like, owning a brick and mortar for vintage clothing or for like vintage goods is a pretty tough business to be in unless you're in like a great location and you have great marketing and you're getting people in the door. But good for you. I was just going to ask about that. If I should start kids' jackets at one price and then little onesies at different prices. Makes sense to just do one, especially if you're doing kids' clothes. Kids' clothes is like, unless it's like vintage Oshkosh or like vintage Disney, there are some that the kids community, there will be 12 people in the show and they will bid that crap up. It's not crap. I'm sorry. But they will bid that stuff up. I've had literally 5 people in my show. Hi! What are you doing awake? What are you doing awake? I'm proud of you. I love you. What are you doing? You guys, if you're not following your girl Thrifts, she's Bree. She sources with me 2 days out of the week. 3 days. Okay, let's see. Yeah, especially with kids' clothes. Do one start price. The kids audience, like kids buyers are so different than women's. Sometimes they drive me nuts because I'm just like, I just want like a consistent flow to my show, but it's like I'll put all my bangers in the beginning and then everything else will go for $3. And I'm like, I'm cool with that. I don't care. It's like trying to like land a kids audiences don't understand that it's a show. Like I'm trying to put on a show. They're just like, show me it. Let's see. And it's probably because they're moms. And they're like, listen, I got 5 minutes till my baby wakes up. So if I have items that are worth like $200 to $300, do I start them at 20%, 30% if I bought them at 10%? No. If you bought it at 10%, I would buy it at 10%. Hi, Amber. Hi. But this is just my philosophy, all right? This is how I grew my business from 0 sales to 33,000 sales. And I have an average of 60 to 70 people in my show. And this is my full-time income. This is what my family does to eat. I feed all 5 of us doing this. So this is just what I do that works for me, but it's up to you. I think the lower the start, the better. But if you have an audience, heck yeah, start it as low as you want. In my Fancy Find show, it doesn't matter if I started at $1 or $15. They're gonna bid it up. But my last Fancy Find show, 2 or 3 items went for under $5. But to me, that's an investment in my business because the name of the game is repeat buyers. Those 3 buyers got a luxury item for under $5, and you bet your bottom dollar they're going to be back. So every single sale I make that's under what I perceive market value to be, I've reframed it to be like, that's an investment. I just made an investment in my business, and that person's going to come back and they're going to buy from me. Karen, she's such a Mitch. She's been buying from me since the beginning. Like Karen has spent thousands of dollars with me. And like, that's the value of a repeat customer. And she still buys from me. And then I rate her. And it's like such a great communal relationship because she gets what she needs and I get what I need. And that's the power of a repeat buyer. I know, she's freaking rad. And a $5 start doesn't mean the item is going to sell for $5. More will bid. Exactly, Linz. Exactly. More like understanding that the traditional mindset is going to screw you over. If you are so focused on what you can get out of every item instead of being like, I am getting a repeat customer. That is my goal because like I said, I've said this before. Do you want to get $70 for that Johnny Was item on Whatnot? Or do you want to get a customer who potentially spends thousands of dollars with you? She's such a bitch. Like, if you go look at my analytics, she has spent thousands of dollars with me. And to me, that is more valuable than me getting $70 on a Johnny Was blouse. If you're in that game, you're a traditional reseller and there's nothing wrong with that. Like, more power to you. If you're like, I want to get the most out of every item, I don't. I want to get a repeat buyer because they'll buy from me again and again and again and again, and I'll make way more than $70. And I want you guys to think like, when I'm on my show, I'm just like, I just want repeat buyers. No, like I'm not even thinking of that. I'm not even like, how do I catch these people? I'm just saying, like, I show up as me. I run everything at $5. No one is confused. Everyone understands what's going on in my show. I provide all of the information they need to buy and people buy, and it works. It's a formula, it's a skill set. And if you want that formula, it's in the playbook, in the Buy It Now. I'm scrolling. What do you mean blanket wall? I put up a blanket wall so that people do not stare at me, and so my Goodwill managers know that I'm not going to record other people. That's what I do it for. You need a large sign that says you have permission. I usually do that with Skims. I don't want. Should I get an LLC or an EIN? I would ChatGPT that. How would you pivot if you had to? Like, Karen, what do you mean? So doing $2, $3, $5 starts is too much. I would say yes. I mean, like, the difference between you making $2 and $3 is so small. So you might as well just do a simple $5 start. If the bins didn't exist. Oh, okay. If Whatnot shut down. 100% TikTok. 100% TikTok. I would absolutely. My husband and I are going to go live on TikTok in like a week or so. We're just trying to find good products. I wanted to do fashion, but all of it's garbage. All of it's polyamide, all of it's polyester. It's all going to fill a landfill, and I can't do it. I wish Whatnot had a mystery buyers so I can know my pros and cons on my show. Oh, well, I do. My husband and I are going to be doing show audits. If you want me to put it in the bin right now, I can. It's $50. You'll get essentially like a written breakdown of what we think you could do better, and also what you've done well. And also, we're putting together coaching. All right, we're doing it. My husband, when I get home, that's what we're talking about. Century 21 in New York hires Lifesaver to sell their items. Really? That's amazing. I'll bundle smaller things together. Example, I'll put 2, 3 tank tops or camis together for the $5. I love that. Bree does that. Your girl Thrift. She will create like Nike bundles, or what are other ones that she does? Oh, like Aerie bundles. She will bundle things together, and people eat it up. They eat it up because they're like, $5 for 3 Nike tank tops, which are like, $25 each. People are like, heck yeah, let's do it. Your husband made a great point. He said there's clothes out there. There's more than we realize. You guys, literally, that truck is filled with pallets to the brim. My Goodwill outlets, the pallets are stacked to the ceiling. I can see them. Like, anyone who says like resellers steal from the poor, you clearly don't know how much clothes is out there, because we literally are saving our planet by picking up clothes and reselling them. Like, the actual market for clothing that sells in a brick and mortar store like new with tag is shrinking every single day. People don't want to buy new with tag. They want to buy used. Especially this new generation coming up, Gen Z, all they want is vintage. But right now, Gen Z is going to college. They're trying to get a job. They're trying to figure out their way in the world. But you bet your bottom dollar, in 4 years, when they've got it figured out and they have money, they're going to be on Whatnot, and they're going to be buying luxury, and they're going to be buying vintage. So getting in the game now before that generation is super solid in their finances and they've got a steady income, and it's doing something that they love, they're going to want to buy vintage. That's an entire market that wants to buy vintage. And I'm with you. My husband says a lot of very smart things. Hopefully he'll be on the live with me tomorrow. We're doing a Q&A tomorrow. If you want a replay of this, you can purchase a coffee. If you want to buy me a coffee, I'll never complain. I'll only drink half of it, but it still works, Yes, and the quality of your items, because yes, thanks, Karen. I very, very much am like a stickler on quality. I'm not going to sell you something unless it's like a flaw that I didn't see. But other than that, like, I'm not going to push a bunch of garbage. Like, I am thinking about, what does this item look like after 3 washes? Is it going to be a filled mess and deteriorate? I'm not going to sell it. And I know what those items look like because they're in the bins. People donate them. Like, if you're buying Shein, garbage. If you're buying Maurice's, garbage. If you're buying Torrid, garbage. Like, unless it's new with tag or a fabric that doesn't disintegrate, Torrid's garbage. Maurice's, garbage. Shein, garbage. Wet Seal, garbage. Charlotte Russe, garbage. Charming Charlie, garbage. Like, all of these brands I don't even touch because I'm just like, it's just going to disintegrate. I don't want to send you guys, I want to send you guys something that you're like, I'm giving this to my daughter because now she can fit in it. Like, that's what I'm thinking of. My husband was like, Jenica, you can't sell clothing on TikTok. You can't sell the clothes that are on TikTok. And I'm, like, I was designing my whole show. I was designing everything. And he was like, you can't do it. You are a luxury seller. So if you're a luxury seller, you can't sell fast fashion. And I was like, you are so right. You are so right. I've been part-time seller on Posh for 7 years, just starting here on Whatnot, and my biggest issue is letting go of what I think it's worth. Yes, curated outposts. Girl, I feel you. That took me 6-7 months to figure out. Constantly reframe. Look at it in a different way, because that is why teaching about lifetime value of a customer is such a game changer for people, because they go from, I want to get 70 items or $70 for this Johnny Was, into, I could make thousands of dollars if this goes for $5, and that customer becomes a repeat buyer. If you get a Johnny Was top for $5, it's new with tag and it's prompt shipping, they're going to be back in your show so quickly it will make your head spin, and they're just going to keep buying. That's the name of the game. And if you want to win at live sales, especially on Whatnot, it's repeat buyers. TikTok's a different thing because you're doing new items and you don't do the fulfillment. So repeat buyers is not the name of the game. It is learning to sell and get people to buy. It's literal sales. Been working on changing my mindset from traditional to live sales. It's not an easy mindset because I have to change what is ingrained in my mind. I know that's why some traditional resellers, Maggie, have such a difficult time with live sales. When I first started on Whatnot, I was trying to find videos and things that would help me become a better live seller. It doesn't exist. Every single traditional reseller who has a platform tried live sales and is no longer doing it. The only person who does live sales and crushes it is Rinzy. And he's doing like $20 starts on brand new with tag, the North Face and Nike. Like, the dude has hookups to the freaking dopest brands, and it makes sense because he's running it at $20 and people bid that crap up. But like Rally Roots, they went to Whatnot. They no longer do Whatnot. What's her name? El Ducho, she did Whatnot. She's no longer doing Whatnot. Like, their Hustle at Home Mom, she did Whatnot. She's no longer doing Whatnot. It's because traditional resellers have the wrong mindset. And then when you go to Whatnot and these people are trying to be like, Whatnot's garbage, that's because you have the wrong mindset. You're in it for I want to make the most out of every item, and not in the game of, I want to curate a tribe. I want a community of people. I want to bring them quality items and let my market decide what the item is worth. When you do that, you subliminally, subconsciously tell your audience through your vibe, your verbiage, your body language that you trust them. That's what you are telling your audience when you're like, I give you a $5 start. I know that this is worth money, but the people in this room determine what it's worth. So, and you have to be like, I trust you guys. I trust my market. I 100% can say hands down, I trust my market more than I trust myself, because I will be like, this item's gonna bid up, and then I show the item and it's like $6. I'm like, wow, all right, the market data received. Not gonna pick that up again. Granted, you do want to like have repetition with things and try things and test things multiple times, but market data is your biggest value. It's your biggest asset. You list something to eBay, your market data is anywhere between 24 hours and 12 months. That is such a big difference. That, like, I literally take things to market and I immediately get market feedback. So when I go sourcing the next day, I know what I'm picking up and what I'm not picking up. So, like, understanding that market data is so valuable, and that low start gives you that market data because people are willing to swipe for $1, $2, $3, $5. And it's easy for your buyer to justify a $5 purchase versus a $28 purchase. You got to sell the crap out of that. If you are so focused on price, on whatnot, your only asset will be price. Your customer will go into your show and they will think, what is this price? Is it worth this? She's saying it's worth $28. Is it worth that? And instead of being like, no, I'm going to MGV show because I know it's a $5 start, I get stellar vintage, great deals. They're in good condition and they're super rare vintage pieces. This is so great. I would love that. I would love to audit. Okay. My husband and I will put a package together for you guys. I'm going to try my boots today at 11 and I'll do $37 starts. See how that works. They're between 203 and 150. Yeah, depending on how many. Do it and then come to my Q&A and tell me how it went. My best vintage sweaters are from you. Thank you, Luna. Yes, and more buyers come in asking fabric content, and many don't want any polyester. I have so many buyers who won't even touch polyester. Keep on. I need to know all the brands not to source. Yes. I literally sometimes want to create a video montage of the garbage I find in the bins of certain brands. Like, I will not touch Maurice's. If I find people who are selling Maurice's, I'm just like, it's garbage. Don't buy it. It's all ending in our all Walmart brands, True Time, all Walmart brands are garbage. They're all polyester. They all fall apart, and people donate them. That's why the bin is filled with them, because they're not good quality. I'm curating items for my grandchildren. They each have a box I'm building based on their personalities. That is so sweet, Wendy. So let us know which brands are garbage, won't sell. Shein, like, I will only pick up Shein or Shein if it is a stellar item. Sorry, you guys, I've got like construction going on next to me. And it's a good fabric. Shein, don't even touch it. Maurice's, don't even touch it. Torrid, be super, super choosy. Charlotte Russe, garbage. Wet Seal, garbage. What other brands? Anything from Walmart. Time and True. If it's vintage Walmart, like Faded Glory is the bomb. Like, they made incredible cotton pieces. Denim and Flower, garbage. That's a men's brand. So I will start a list for you guys, because I do think about these things. I'm like, always, and it would be super valuable for you. I love Quince. I think their stuff is gorgeous. Although I did come into some new with tag Quince linen jackets where like the lining was super like sketchy. The stitching didn't line up. It was new at tag. I knew it was Quince. I won't pick it up. Like, I literally will leave luxury if it's not good quality, because I want you guys to be able to get it. Okay, I will do a list. I bet Brie has it. Yes, no boundaries, 32 degrees. Yep. I bet Brie and I could put together a list. I ran a bundle in my last show that most people would have never ran. Started at $5 and they sold for $20 to $25. I'm now a believer. I love it, Molly. Starts under $5 and odd number customers like. I've been selling part-time on other markets. I've had like 5 repeat buyers on there. I have more repeat buyers on Whatnot, and I've done 3 to 4 shows. E and is Vines are or E and E's Vines. Are you selling on like live, or are you selling traditional? I found flannels and upcycled them. Then I ran them with pairs of jeans that I could not get to move at alone. Oh my gosh, Molly, that's awesome. What about the style-based sourcing? It's a bad brand. Stay away still. No, because I still sell Shein. Like I still sell. I'm gonna take you guys with me because to the I gotta head up to the door. Um, but I will still pick up brands if it is good quality. But I will tell my customers in my live, like, hey, I am picking this up because of these things. And let me turn my Bluetooth on. And still like let them know that because the people know these brands. Okay, you're doing traditional. Okay. Um yeah, just be careful with that because that's two different mindsets. You don't want to do really well at one and then bring it into another and be like, what the heck? Why isn't this working? Because it can get really confusing because it's two very, very different mindsets. That's why traditional resellers hate on Whatnot because they don't get it. They're immediately like, I need to get the most out of every item. And it's like, okay, well, you stick with your 1% repeat buyer rate on eBay. And I sold on eBay for 4 years and my return buyer rate was less than 1%. So like you got to make sure you're picking and choosing the what you want. If you want the most out of every item, do it. Do traditional. I'm a people person. I freaking love people. Like I'm chat like Gustavo doesn't even speak English and he is my freaking main squeeze at the bins. I mean that platonically, folks, okay? Platonically. But sorry, this is what's going on out here. But I like genuinely just love people. It's Brandon Style. I'll tag him. He's so awesome. And you guys, he is freaking crushing it. He's doing multiple thousands a show. So he's amazing. And he speaks only Spanish. So if you're a Spanish speaker, you should know. So let me see where I got. How about Prince? Let me see. There we go. Okay. I found my spot. So let us know which brands are garbage. You got it. I will have Bree put together a list too. Just put it in your notes. What about the style brand sourcing? Okay, we did that one. Yes, girl, please give a list. What about Target brands new with tags? I cannot get Target brands to move. A New Day, Universal Threads, like my audience just is not a fan of it. This is Gustavo. I tagged him. Um, I just cannot get it to move. They don't move for me. And even if it's new with tags, I will still try and move it. Unless it's like really stylish, like it's quilted or embroidered. My audience has nothing to do with it. Which I'm totally fine with because like I don't find a lot of it and I just don't pick up what doesn't sell. That market data is so important for you guys. So when you're going live, my husband and I are going to come out with a show journal. So once you're done with your show, you just fill out this show journal, and then you automatically have all of the like areas that you need to keep track of. So that show journal will really, really help you guys keep you like with the right mental
mindset and understanding what you should track and what you shouldn't. Thank you. Excuse me. Excuse me. Oh, you're just not gonna move? This gentleman doesn't want to move. Hi. So yeah, um, that's kind of what I do with target range. Yes. Yep. I do a phone and an iPad. So I had an iPad stand, and wow, that's yeah, that's awesome. Be careful with that though, because I've seen people with no market data who order liquidation, and there's some horror stories. Make sure you can get pictures of the actual pallets and inquire. You're making a very hefty purchase, and they should never make you feel like you shouldn't know what's in those, or like as if it's supposed to be like a mystery. Like inquire, like get them to send you as much detailed breakdown as they can. Sometimes they'll have like inventory lists that they can email you. Okay, that's good. Go in person. I know, I know. That's the struggle. Is like you really gotta know your market, and you gotta know what sells and what doesn't before you make purchases like that. That's like me. Yeah, even me buying bulk and luxury, I'm like I'm staying away from it until I know what my market wants and like what sells and what doesn't. Um, so yeah, just be careful with that. And maybe you should do bundles, Minute. Like you did bundles and you bundled up a bunch of different sizes with different types. And put in your title like target palette, target palette clear out, like something to get people to come in and just so you can get your money back. But you can market that and do bundles, and I bet people would buy it. But yeah, Target's a hit or miss for me. Yeah, totally. Flat rate boxes. I also I've seen like a lot of Target pallets die off on Whatnot. When I like a year ago, people on Whatnot were doing Target pallets like all the time, and now like I feel like people, yeah, you too. I feel like people don't, yeah, they don't do them anymore because they don't need. I mean, I would do super low, like get people in there to buy, like do $1 to $5 starts and bundle 3 items and make sure they're like size adequate. Make sure they're all the same size. So then that, or if you have like kids clothes, do like a progression of sizes, like 3T, 4T, 5T, so that the mom can have clothing for their child to grow into. But drop your questions, you guys. I still have 2 minutes. But I also just have to like set up my cart in there and everything. Also, if you guys want to come to my show at 3:45 Mountain Standard Time, you guys can check that out. And oh, I got lipstick on my teeth. There you go. I love you. I love it. I love it. Oh my gosh, under 300 sales. That's amazing. Great job, guys. You know, you're only 700 away from 1K sales, and that means you get instant pay. When you get instant pay, that means you're actually in business because you can take the money that you made instantly from your show and reinvest it back into your business, which is also amazing. Okay, I love it. Bree and I are on it, peeps. We're on it. Okay, off begin. Gotta get a cart. Gustavo, say hello. How are you? I tagged him. Yes, good morning. We're doing it. All right, you guys. Yeah. I do just have to be like a little bit discreet because the girl at the cash register is very like she wants to like follow all the rules and I love it. She's like being there monitoring the whole thing. Yeah. Okay. I gotta go get my other cart. I have to push this part all the way over here because I can't carry both to be able to do that. Sweet. Okay. I love you guys. I will be live at 3:45 Mountain Standard Time if you want to come. I do vintage women and I love you. It's hard for me to be live and do this, so let's create a raid. And there are ones, Gustavo. Let's see. I want to do someone in community. I love that people do everything else. Um, I don't know. I don't really feel like there's anyone too good on right now. Okay, we'll just pick a random. I'm sorry, you guys, if this is garbage. My bad. I love you. I'll see you tomorrow, or this evening, or this afternoon.